I've told my agents I want to do a horror film every year.
So you spent many years on LA Law. You've played a no nonsense type in kind of like crime procedurals, but not necessarily against a backdrop like this. And Oz is so great at creating a very specific note and tone in his movies. It's strange, but it's grounded. And I'm wondering how much of that strangeness came across in the script. Like when you're reading it, did it feel like a straight kind of police procedural, or was that kind of like that strange, odd tone, was that already conveyed on the page?
That's a great question. No, that strange odd tone was already conveyed on the page from the beginning, every step of the way. And doing it, of course, you're stopping and starting and doing it over weeks and months. But at 90 minutes of taking this ride in the theater is a whole different experience. But it's what I felt when I sat for an hour or so and read the script. You've taken this ride, and it's definitely there because there is the procedural elements, and it's what I love about Oz, who directed it. You're right, but also wrote the script. Have that procedural in terms of trying to this the serial killer is played by Nicolas Cage, but also the elements in the world in which he creates is pretty incredible and terrifying.
Absolutely. Is that kind of what drew you to it? Is it that kind of strangeness?
Absolutely. I mean, like you said, I haven't really done a horror film like this.
Mhm.
To take elements of different films that he's very open about, Silence of the Lambs, of course, and a number of films, he wanted to bring certain elements of that and put it all together and create something original in that. And I think he very much did that. But that is definitely what drew me to this film.
I'm not disturbed by very many things. Like it's literally my job to watch movies. I'm a fan, lifelong fan. But this, something about it, and I can't quite put my finger on it even, but something about it, it was just this mounting sense of dread, and I felt anxious, like I was uncomfortable, kind of squirming in the seat.
I love to hear that because I'm a horror fan also, but I don't do it all the time. It's not my job to
But
watch. But it's great to hear. I know this is my interview, but I'd love to hear more from you, but we can't do it now. But I love to hear why people respond the way they do to this film. Because I have to tell you, I'm pleasantly surprised. I think Oz has even said he's a little surprised at how people are responding to it. Because you pull something together like a film, you never know if and how people if it will resonate with them. But I love that there is that mounting sense of dread. And then what I'm hearing a lot is not only as you're watching it, but when the film is over, it's hard to just shake it and let it go because it keeps you thinking and feeling anxious. And why did I feel anxious about that?
Right. Absolutely. This is one of those ones. That's why I said I can't quite put my finger on it just yet because I just got to sit down and watch it. But it's one of those ones I like to call it I let it marinate. And I'm kind of
Mm,
just processing and thinking about why did this kind of fuck me up a little bit? And I'm still thinking about
yeah,
it.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I love that you
Um,
all are humble about it as well. But I'm just gonna go ahead and let you know this one is gonna be on all of the best of lists for the year. So just know that.
oh, I love that. I love that.
So I want to see you in more horror movies. You're a fan. You've done some horror, but I want to see you in more horror movies.
I've told my agents I want to do a horror film every year.
Every year,
So
we're here for it. Absolutely. Please.
I'm down for it. I'm down for it. But you know what? Real quick, I look at Scream behind you, and there's so many that I've seen along the way. My favorite is The Exorcist, Rosemary's Baby. It's really the earlier ones, and partially is because you get Rosemary's Baby. You don't even see the baby. It's what
Mhm.
you don't see, and it stays with it. I think Longlegs does the same kind of thing where it just stays with you. I think the newer films you can just dismiss it. There's distance between special effects. Scream, I love because there's comedy in there also, especially
Uh-huh.
in the satires on that. But anyway, we could talk for hours.
Rosemary's Baby is a great one, and that has the same kind of effect where that's still one of my scariest of all times, but it builds that dread in you and it just sits. It lives in you. We see that movie and it lives in you forever.
Right, exactly.
Long legs is inside of me now forever, so thank you.
Uh oh. Uh oh.